back to me like Queen Latifah. I had to set it off, she was too fast for him. Beating up the road on interstates, running up cash really. Peace be on the road on interstates, running up cash for me. I think I turned it up a notch, I kinda had to. Bitch, you garbage, throw that hoe away like that bitch bad food. I'm fed up, do they hear what I'm saying when I rap food? My head up when I be in the church, just too much fast movements. Church to Seattle, keep my mind clear. Saucy step around, so Jackie too, this ain't no mind clear. Young nigga just doing what I want, they say it's not fair. They be looking for me in the north, good thing I'm not there. Church to Seattle, keep my mind clear. Saucy step around, so Jackie too, this ain't no mind clear. Young nigga just doing what I want, they say it's not fair. They be looking for me in the north, good thing I'm not there. I'm too clean, yo bitch, she came and paid me liver, no dreams. I just got the call, I'm on the way, headed to blue cheese, stuck in the trap. I remember them old days when I had hoop dreams. Now I'm trying to knock me some new feast before my coupe leave. I'm sauced up and in it since a youngin', just a north nigga. Thinking about myself, I had to learn, gotta keep torture with you and step it up. You still hitting the road with Cali Orange with you. My feet from out of state, she like I like pushing the organ with you. Come choose a PO, nigga, boring ain't he? Pouring lines, I'm sipping north from greenness for my orange. He running hella plays on the East Coast like a New York baby. Come fuck with me, we always taking trips like we all spoiled babies. Yeah, my bitch spoiled, I get spoiled too. She gon' run it in until she walked us with her horn. Do my track good, I did this shit again like where I'm going to. A big dog, my face car hella good, I'm who you going to. It's like I try to keep it real, but that wasn't really in my best interest. I hate these hoes, but I still send a bitch if she bring checks to me. Had to separate to elevate, so got my mans with me. Had to separate to elevate, could give a damn really. I'm really on the road, ain't got no heart, don't get attached to me. I'm breaking shit, she know I need that fear. I'm like, bring trap to me. Kicking shit down in the industry till they bring cash to me. And sign the deal, cause I could get my mama 100 racks, really.
That's all cool. I'm gonna hop on straight real quick. That's all cool. It's all good. Yo, Dennis, what up, bro? Sorry, I just get back. Had to do something real quick, but yeah, how you doing, bro? How you doing? Sure. Yeah, what up, guys? What up? All right, so I kind of see this level getting tapped up here. All right, so this is done. Let me get rid of this. That was done. That was a good level. But yeah, let's see what we could see here. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's hit that like button and get some viewers up in here. I'm gonna try to send it to the Discord right now. Let them know I'm online. Give me 1 second. Alright, just did that. Yeah. Alright, cool. We back. Alright, let's see. Alright, appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Oops, let's go 1 second. All right, so just going off of this right here, kind of like what I always tell you guys about the, like in a sense for like, we talk about the breakouts and stuff. A lot of times, like if you consider this a breakout, this one just pushed straight, right? But then why didn't this one just push straight? Because it's a different type of breakout and it's at a different location. So what I mean by that is by the time you get up to these levels already, you're already past this level 1, and then this is like level 2 up here. So until you break level 2 and close respecting it, then most likely you're gonna get rejected at that level. So that's the reason why you do get rejected here, and it never goes through, and it comes back, retests it. So let's just say you were to get into a buy right here, perfect spot right here, boom. Once you start getting into these next levels, you might go break even. Let's say you go break even and you don't close yet, but look at what they did. They ended up sending it back down to where your stops would have been at, and then, you know, take you out with that. So that's kind of why I was just saying why this one most likely wouldn't be the move, just because this right here never took out these lows. So let's say this would have came down here, there's a better chance that that would have been the one that just moved up like this instead of it coming down again. So just that alone kind of gave me that idea of just why this one didn't push up. So when I seen this happening, I kind of had a good idea that this was where the trade was going to be at, because if you kind of look at where this is at also, you could see that this was a bottom candle, this was the low, it broke the low and it broke the previous low. So it broke 2 lows and then it flipped bullish, and then that was more like the confirmation to come up. Also, what kind of gave you a confirmation was another one of these CRTs right here at this level doing the same thing, and it did the same thing, and then right after it pushed up, which is why I had this idea that from here we should push up. This would be the move right here, because most likely, like I said, after it does this retest right here, that will be the one to give us enough juice to push past this level. And then this is when you see, when you did break up it, you close like this to grab the support, whereas in this one just close you know, back into the range. But also, if we go to a higher time frame, you could kind of see this was like a CRT right here, also kind of giving you the idea that it is signaling down. So look, it signaling down kind of gave you that idea, and then that's where it pretty much reversed that. From this idea, this CRT led into this CRT on a smaller time frame. Now it makes more sense why this was a CRT down here, because I always say it goes from CRT into CRT. So if you can see, this is on the 30-minute. Now look what happens on the 15-minute. Now you get the CRT on the 15. So most likely, I bet you anything, I'm just going off of what I'm thinking right now, that this would be a 5-minute CRT, just because it's kind of weird. It went from the 30 to the 15. Now this is probably going to be the 5-minute. And I was just taking a wild guess, but I mean, you could kind of say this was a CRT right here on the 5-minute, which kind of gave you that direction. So let me see something real quick. Yeah, that's just my idea about that. Let me see. Let me check something. 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate it for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. All right. But yeah, that's kind of how I look at that. So, let me see something real quick. Oh yeah, and also too, if you guys, one thing that I always like to say, like one thing that I've realized is like this. Look, this is, I don't know if this is for sure or not, but this is just kind of how I see the market a lot of times. When you get the correct bottom like this, so this is how I kind of see a sequence of things that happen, is that I see like a range right here. You build the range, and then you break out of the range, and then when you break out of the range, that's when you find a support on top of the range. And then when you find a support on top of the range, the next range, you usually find a resistance at that level. So in the beginning of this move, you find a breakout, and then you get a retracement, but it respects those levels and it creates a support on top of this. And then the next level after that creates a resistance at that level. And then that's where I kind of say it gives the idea that what happens is that this is the breakout, then this is the support, then it breaks out one more time into this resistance, and then the resistance after that creates another support on top of that. So you just, it always happens that way. Like I said, when I see it, that's why sometimes I could almost use like, okay, the sequence of knowing, okay, we have a breakout, then we have a support, and then we have the resistance. This usually gives me the idea, okay, it's already at that point. The next thing would be a retest and then a breakout. And at this point, you can kind of say this was a retest, but the reason why I don't think you would consider this a retest is because of the fact that if you look left, there's really nothing for it to break. Like there's no lows for it to break. So for instance, these lows that broke were these lows that it broke. And then if you really think about it down here, this low right here where this candle's at, this low broke this low over here. So this was also the lows that were connected to this pump up. So look at, we swept those lows and then we did the same pump up. But that's why I'm thinking too, is why it kind of makes sense why this wouldn't just break through like that, and why it wouldn't break through from here either. Just because this was the pullback, and like I say, is at the next range you usually get a resistance, and then that's when you should give a retest to break up. But like I'm saying though, is that if you look right here, this is all green. So there's really no support for it to really bounce off of. So when it made this new low, that is almost like the double purge type of thing. And there's a new thing I've been learning and focusing on. Yo, Pablo, what up? Yo, what up, champ? Yo, what up, Lasik CRT gang? Yo, hardcore, what's up, bro? What's up? It's just my bad, seeing the chat brother right now. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about. That is that might explain. So I'm just kind of explaining it for future purposes. Like if you see a thing that you're expecting, okay, this should be the breakout, a lot of times it should take out a low before it breaks out. So if there was like a red candle right here, and let's say it was even a little higher, and then this is the low that broke it, I'm thinking most likely this would have been the move that went straight up. It wouldn't have had to do this again. So just from I need those, I want those. Just from knowing that this is like the time we need to break a low, I'm wondering if this could have been the indication that this could be one low, and then this could be like a double purge, which is they call it a double purge, a double bottom, same idea, but it's just like you're breaking a low. But then this is what's making me think right now, this technically never broke no low. So what would have had to happen is this would have had to break a low, and then this area would have had to break both of the lows, and then that would have been, I think, the more of the confirmation move to go up. So I'm wondering is if we could even make it there. But that is kind of the next target that I see possibly happening, is possibly that. But also what's next, also just from going off of like the way I read things and those type of stuff, is that I have this order block here at this top level right here, which is based off of this level over here. So I have this order block, and a lot of times like as you can see, look at every single time off of that order block, it rejects off of that 50% level. So that's kind of what's giving me the idea that this one technically never hit that 50% level. So what that kind of tells me is that maybe we need to target this high, which is also right by this 50%, which is we could break that previous high, and then we might even break this previous high, or even who knows, maybe this previous high, and that will give us our range in a sense. Because if you can see, this is a range right here all the way down to here. So this is all pretty much one range right here. So if you just think about it, we're possibly breaking these highs over here, which are also connected to these lows. So if that's the case, then that's where I think we could possibly take that. If it does, this most likely will have a reaction at least. But there has been a few of these reactions. But this is the one reason why I'm thinking it hasn't broken through yet, was for this reason that technically this is one low right here, and it only got us to that point. And then it goes to the part of me where I was saying about the double purge in a sense, which is like a double broken bottom. So that means this low right here would have had to get another break, but this low never broke it, and technically this low never broke this low either. So just from me kind of looking at that, what I'm kind of thinking is that, but this move still went up. As you can see, this move still went up. But as you can see, this is when I realized that how important this double purge idea is, because the reason what gave this the move up like that was the fact that this candle right here broke the lows again. So as you can kind of see, look at this is the first low right here that got created in this whole area right here. So what I'm saying is, look at this is the lows that we broke. We broke it one time, but look at how far we went up. We only went that far, and then look at what happened. We broke this level one more time, and that was the double purge. So when I say purge, all I'm talking about is a low of a candle getting swept. So that's the low, then the next candle breaks it and then works its way back up, going back in the other direction and closing back in this direction. So that gives me the double purge. So look at, like I say, there's a level over here, we purge it, boom, and then now this becomes the new level of that low, and then we purge that low, and that's when it usually goes up. So where I'm just saying though is that understanding that you need almost a double purge, that would kind of explain when this move right here never broke this previous low. That told me it wasn't a double purge yet, which is kind of explaining why that level got rejected. But then, like I say, once this level got broken, this level gave me enough juice to go up to this level. So imagine when you break this level, you should most likely get higher than that. And then that's where it kind of targeted the next level, if not, like I say, the very last level, which is going to be the third level, and that's where it's most likely going to get rejected off of, because what I've learned from Don Vo is just understanding level 1 and level 2, and when you break out of level 2, you usually target the next level up here, because there's a reason why you had enough power to break out in the first place. So that's kind of what my thinking is about that, is just thinking of it like that. But that's kind of why I was thinking, because this area right here is what gave me all of this information to kind of understand that the double purge is important. Because the reason why I realized that was because, like I say, when I had this idea happening, the reason why I took the sell the other night, I don't know if you guys were well, I don't think I took it on stream. I took it right before stream. But this was not the trade. It was this trade right here. I believe it was, or you know what? It was this trade right here. My bad. It was this guy. So this is where I took the trade at. I literally got the best entry that I could possibly get at the top wick of this area right here, and I wrote it down to these levels. But the thing is I was trying to see, I was like, the reason why I took this sell to begin with in that area was, it goes back to, look at, this is where I took the sell at, right here in this area. Took this sell down. So what I was expecting when I took this sell down, I was expecting these lows to get broken, because I understood this low never got broken. So what that told me was that there's probably no way that this could be the move that goes all the way up. So it moving up like that is what kind of gave me the idea that we needed to turn back around, because this low never got swept. So I figured, okay, if this is not the low, but then that's where I'm saying is this is what gave me the information to understand how important a double purge is, because a double purge will still give you enough power to make it past to these levels, which is why this one didn't make it. But if you break that one, that one's gonna go further than that one. So like I said, I wasn't able to catch that whole move up like I kind of wanted to, because I was expecting this sell right here to just come all the way back down to these levels, sweep them, and then target those highs. So that's why when I took that sell, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold it until I close partials and win break even, and then that's when I was saying my break even got hit at that level. But the whole purpose of this trade was this exact reason, is that we broke those lows and then we targeted those highs. So the lows that belong to the highs, that's what we targeted, and that's where I was kind of thinking this would be the level. And even this like little retest right here, you can kind of see right here. That's why I had that dot there also, because I told myself, okay, I want to remember this level. Maybe that was the move. So if this had been the move, I was going to use that dot as a reminder to go back and backtest and see why this wasn't the move and why this was the move. But this actually ended up not being the move either. So that's when I kind of realized the whole idea about like why it didn't work was because of the double purge. And in the moment when I took the sell, I didn't have the understanding of the double purge because I only seen it. I never like witnessed it personally on the charts live to understand, okay, double purge is happening. This should be the move. Last time when I took this sell, I didn't have that in my mind. So now that I understand how important a double purge is like that, the first purge is most likely not going to be the real move. So even if you get a low like this, that's why I say it's important also what day this is. Look at this is on a Tuesday. And that's where I say, and look at what day this is. This is on a Wednesday. So the reason why also, if you would have gotten into this trade on Tuesday thinking this was the target, you would have been wrong technically, because this would have stopped you out. If you would have went break even, you would have had to keep a stop loss open and a little bit further than, you know, let's say that would have been 72 to, that would have been 40 pip. You would have had to keep at least a 40 pip, 30 pip stop loss in hopes that that was the move. But then that's where I say is this was what taught me in that moment. If you have a double purge, most likely that is the move, because that's all it needed was another like sweep of the bottoms. But then this is why it's kind of telling me now I'm wondering, is this the top? Because if this is possibly the top, maybe now we could come and target these lows and sweep these bottoms like I was kind of expecting. So this is what I was trying to catch this move. This move was a little bit like this over here was from Friday. Let's say this was from Thursday. So this was from Thursday till Wednesday, and Wednesday was the move back up until Thursday. So this is where I'm kind of giving, okay, look at this. This is what I've came up with of just understanding like this whole Euro thing. I use this Euro as my like to keep track of things, because I had found so look at this is what I like to do. Is that I'll find a trader that I really like, and I'll figure out where he took his trades at, and then I'll like reverse engineer it and try to figure out why he took these trades here. So a trader that I really like and of what and how he trades, his name is Trader Day. He does a lot of like time and stuff. So this is how I came up with these boxes and stuff, because I found out what day he took the trade that he was taking it on, and he's big on time. So when he took the trade, I seen what time it was, and I went to the chart, which was this Euro chart, and I just found the exact entry, and then I kind of like reversed engineered it and try to figure out why did he take this sell, or why did he take this sell. So when I've seen him take a trade, he took a sell from this top and he took it to the exact bottom. Perfect entry, perfect exit. And then that's when, like I say, when I seen him post it, that's when I kind of started keeping notes of the time and what time he did it at. And that's when I came up with this idea. And then from there, I back tested it a week. And then that's when I got this level. And then that's when I noticed. So look at this. This is the sequence that I noticed with this pattern, because he's big on time. So when he took his trade, it was because of a good thing had to be about time. So this, just check this out how I see this. Is that we have Thursday, right? So Thursday till Wednesday is a whole week. And then one day from Wednesday to Thursday is the pullback. And then from Thursday till the next week of like the next Wednesday, which is a whole nother week, you get the continuation of this move right here. So what I'm trying to point out is it goes from 1 week, it goes a whole week, then it goes to 1 day, and then it goes to another week. So in reality, this is, let's say this is 6 days, this is 1 day, and this is another 6 days. So in reality, it's only 13 days, but it's 2 weeks. But just saying that, so look at, so remember this sequence: Thursday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday, Thursday to Wednesday. So pretty much a week, 1 day a week. And then look at what happened with gold, is when I was kind of using the time, just kind of right now understanding that, look, this bottom was Wednesday, this top was Thursday. So that's the 1 day that we talk about. And then look at the last time it was a high, which was, I guess you could say this was Tuesday of last week, but let's say this high right here, this was Tuesday, this high right here, the actual high before the real move down, this was on Thursday. So look, this is the part I'm talking about, is that from this Thursday into this bottom was the week. So that's the whole week right there. This bottom is a week worth of from Thursday until next Wednesday. So this is a whole week right here, which is this part right here. So this is the whole week right here. So we're on the week part of it. So we just did the week, which is that. Boom. This is the week long now. Now this line right here is Wednesday to Thursday. So that's 1 day. Wednesday to Thursday. And then that's when I say that's this move right here, which is from Wednesday to Thursday. So that's the move for 1 day. And then that's when this bottom right here, which was Thursday, was the bottom, and then that Thursday went into the next week, which is another week. And that's why I'm wondering, so the next move is going to be for another week. So that's where I'm saying though, is that it literally went from the whole week into the 1 day, and then the 1 day is going to lead into the next week. And then that's where I was kind of coming up with the idea that I understood that this low still needed to be swept over here. This low never got swept by this, never got swept by that. So technically what this told me was that if this was the move from Wednesday to Thursday, this was going to be the move to come towards these lows that it's going to probably take a week. So if anything, it could take a week, which means the same way this took a week. Look at how that took a week. So look, this was from the top was Thursday, and this bottom right here was Sunday. So from Thursday to Sunday, that was that. And then from Sunday to Wednesday, so from Sunday to Wednesday, that was Sunday to Wednesday, and then this was the Wednesday to Thursday pretty much. So that's the whole week right there. So that's what I'm thinking, is that we could probably get some kind of move from Thursday to Sunday, which means it will be from today, Thursday till Sunday, which is around here. And then we're going to probably get a movement from Sunday till Tuesday, which is probably something down here, Sunday till Tuesday. And then that's when you're going to get the last day movement, I think, towards those lows, which will be the Wednesday to Thursday, which will line up perfectly probably for that Thursday. And then that's when I think this is the move that's going to continue. So it's pretty much, like I say, it's a sequence where it just does this. And I've been keeping track of it, and I've been noticing that that's just like the sequence. So it goes, like I say, it goes from a week, then it goes to 1 day, and then another week continues. So if this was the 1 day movement, that's what I'm wondering, if this move right here was just the 1 day from Wednesday to Thursday. So now from Thursday, you're going to get the top, and then you're going to get the top all the way back down until next Wednesday or something, when it's going to reverse back around again. So that's kind of why I was saying, is that me understanding that the lows need to be swept, that gives me the idea that at some point they still need to be swept. So, but this is why also though this move went this high, was because of the reason of the double purge. But this is also explaining why this move is probably not going to be the one that just continues to go up, because technically it didn't grab that liquidity underneath this previous low that it might have needed, so it could break to the next level. Almost kind of like this idea right here. If these were the lows, look, it did sweep it once, and then that was the low that got swept again to push up. And that's where I was kind of saying is if this is all the low, we need one more sweep of that low before actually pushing up. So that's kind of where I'm getting that idea. And But that also goes into the part of why I took that sell on that Wednesday, because I figured the sell from Wednesday, because if you really look into the time that I took this trade at, the trade that I took was from right here. And I was expecting that to be the Wednesday to Thursday move. The same way this was Wednesday to Thursday here, I just had it wrong, where I thought this was going to be the Wednesday to Thursday move, because this was at the end of Thursday. So now I'm kind of understanding it's the beginning of Wednesday when the actual move from goes. So where and this is also something I just learned, just understanding doing this process, is that if I would have took a sell from here, or I mean I did take a sell, if I would have held it and it would have went down here, that would have told me that was the move down. But then, like I say, when I took the sell from this area, when I took it from right here, it was already in the middle of the day. It was already 11 in the morning, which is towards the end of the session. It's pretty much the PM session, getting to the PM session. So that's where I'm saying, though, I thought it was going to be from Wednesday to like the end of Wednesday to the end of Thursday. But in reality, it was the beginning of Wednesday to the beginning of Thursday, I believe. Yeah, pretty much, because this move right here was at 1 a.m. The 1 a.m. move is what pushed it. So that's kind of what's telling me that too, is that 1 a.m. candle push. So I'm just using this as a reference for next time too. So that was the reason why I took this trade, was because it was on Wednesday. The time was at 1 o'clock. A lot of things were lining up with time, and like everything was, I was so confident that this was the move, because I knew there was going to be a move from Wednesday to Thursday. So if you got in the move on the correct day and the correct time, you would have been able to hold that trade the whole time, because I understand it's like goes into the days of it. So that's where I was kind of saying, is that this being Wednesday, that move goes until Thursday. So if you get in on the right trade, you could hold it till Thursday. So that's where I kind of, like I said, where I went wrong, is I didn't know it had to be at a specific time on Wednesday. Now I understand most likely it needs to be the beginning in the morning on Wednesday to lead into that Thursday. So just imagine, I mean, this was a trade I had took also, though. I took this trade up into that level, and I sold at that level exactly because I knew it still needed to break this previous low from over here. So I thought that this move was going to be the official move to finally break those lows, and this was the one I wanted to get on to ride it to the top. But then it never broke the low, so I never got in on that one. So it kind of just had me that idea of like, okay, it didn't break the lows, but why did it push up? It's because it's a double purge, which is these double bottom in a sense. But why is it not going to keep pushing? Because I believe it still needs to break these previous lows. And that's where I'm saying, though, if I would have been able to identify that it's a double purge, plus this was also in the beginning of Wednesday, knowing I'll be able to take a trade from Wednesday to Thursday, and this was the whole move from Wednesday to Thursday right here. So that's kind of what I was betting on, this being the move from Wednesday to Thursday. But as you can see, I was halfway. It's already the move. The real move was from here. So I'm already halfway in the wrong direction. So that could have been a loss easily, because I took a sell in a bullish bias direction, and that's not what you want to do. I got lucky just for the reason that I got in so precisely. If I would have gotten in on like a break of these lows or something, I wouldn't have had enough room to take a profit. So just the fact that I got in at such a precise top wick, that's what gave me the room to close out 50 pips. So it's still a win, but the thing is it wasn't a win in my book because of the fact I wanted it to follow my exact plan. If this would have came down and hit that level, then everything I was thinking about was correct, and that would have been a win. Whereas even though I won the trade, it didn't make me feel good that I was really close to being wrong, because of the fact if I didn't get out right here and go break even, then it hits me at a stop loss or in the negative because I hold it too long or something. So that's where I'm saying though, is that could have been, it was a little too close for comfort. So that's why I'm saying though, is that, but now I understand why it did push, was for that reason, is that it did double purge. And like I said, it just, yesterday I learned so much by not getting into this trade and missing it, because a lot of things were getting answered when I was in this level right here. I was already thinking, okay, since this broke the low, there's two options. There's obviously going to get rejected or we're going to go up. So what it told me was, if we go up, then the double purge idea is correct. That's the reason why it did go up. If it didn't go up and it came down, then it did tell me that the idea that the low over here did need to be broken, and that verified my whole idea, which would have been the sales from here. But since that sell didn't happen and it pushed up, then that confirmed to me that the double purge is just as important as if it did break a previous low. But then this is going to explain to me why also, if it does come to these levels and it gets rejected, then that's the move right there that we're going to be wanting to look for, is the sell from these areas. And I'm just wondering if it's technically 1 o'clock right now. So it is the 1 o'clock candle. So I'm wondering if right now could give us an indication of where we could possibly be heading. This candle closed above, so a close above usually signals higher prices. It is at 1 o'clock. It usually gives you the direction. This right here, wick below, close above. So this did kind of signal that we were going to move up. So I'm wondering if this 1 a.m. candle is going to push us into that level up there, or if it's not. But that's kind of how I've been looking at this chart. So that's why I was saying, is this movement right here is going to give me a lot of information for next time also, knowing, okay, so I have two scenarios in my head, and this is how I play things out without having to use money to see how plays work out. So if I'm right and this is the level it rejects off of, and then it targets this whole low, then my idea is correct, that double purges are good enough to get you to the top of the range, but it's not going to break you out of the range because that double bottom didn't break the previous low. But let's say for future references, if this low was to break both of them, then I think this would be the move that does continue breaking the highs, probably to come back down again or something, or to continue up. So that's kind of that's the little thing that I've been looking at, and like I said, I got so close to getting this timing right, but I was just off a little bit. The day was correct, the time was maybe a little bit off, and obviously the direction was wrong, but it was, this whole trade was based off of a lot of time. Me knowing it was Wednesday, I figured, okay, if this is happening right now, then that's going to be the move till Thursday. And I thought I was going to be able to catch this whole move down until Thursday, which will target that low. But then that's where I'm saying the double purge gave me the information I needed to know a double purge is good enough to get you to the top of the range. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been looking at that. Jeez, I'm newbie, but I'm hanging on what you're saying. My bad, hardcore. It is a lot, but just remember, just over time, you will get better at it. It's just about getting familiar with the terms that I use, and just kind of price action. You know, the more times you see it, the better you're gonna get. So that's just what I'm saying, is don't worry. It does sound like a whole different language. It's probably like I'm speaking Japanese to you or something. If you don't speak Japanese, would be crazy, but just like I said, it's like if I'm speaking a whole different language. So what that kind of tells me is that you're still not familiar with it yet, but eventually over time this language will become just like English for you, you know what I mean? So it just give it some time, and like I say, you're gonna hear a word you never heard of, so maybe use that as in a notebook. Write that down and then go search it on YouTube or Google and figure out what it is, and then when you come back, you could have a little understanding of what that is, you know. So, and like I said, every day it's about getting 1% better. You're not going to learn everything in one day. So if you could learn one thing today and then tomorrow learn one more thing, and then every day after 100 days you're going to know a lot of little things that help, you know. So just like I say, don't try to force everything at once. Just take your time and accept the fact that it's going to take time. That's the big thing. I think a lot of times wrote down double edge. Yeah, that double bottom. Yeah, that. And remember, when I say a double bottom, a double purge, it needs to break a previous low. So look, it broke that previous low with this guy, and then that low got broken with this guy. So that's where I say is, when you have a one break of a low, you could still get a move, but you're not going to get the move that goes all the way up. If you get a double purge like this one, then that one's going to go higher than the first purge and then into the next level. And then that's where I'm saying, though, after today will give me my final answer of knowing if a double purge could take us to the top of the range, or if a double purge that doesn't break the previous low, like we were talking about, isn't enough to get us past that top. So like I say, this instant is going to give me more information. So for the next time I'm in a double purge that doesn't break the bottom, the previous low, then I know I could take it only so far, like I say, from Wednesday to Thursday pretty much. Because if you think about it, this was Wednesday and this top right here was Thursday. And look at what time the top was. The top was at 8 o'clock. And that candle technically is 8 till 9 o'clock. And then this bottom candle was 5 to 6. So what do I always say about what time? This is why I say this is important. 159369. Those numbers are very important, because those time frames are when a lot of this stuff happens. And I don't know how deep into crazy things you guys like to think about, but that's what they say. Like Nikola Tesla, that guy that created free electricity with the universe or whatever, he was big on numbers, and a lot of the numbers he used was 369, 159, I believe, or it was 369, because they're like, it's like in math, it's like the numbers that are involved of everything. I don't even know how to explain it, but what I'm pretty much trying to say is, I'm not just going off of a conspiracy theory either. I'm literally looking, I'm telling you right now, at this bottom candle is 5 o'clock. The top of this candle is at 8 till 9 o'clock. And that's what I'm saying. If you go to every single top, it's always like that. Look at this top right here is at 1300 o'clock, which is 1 o'clock. And that's what I'm saying, is that 159369 is a lot of like important times. But it's not even so much just the numbers itself. It's just the fact that a 4-hour candle closes at 1 o'clock in the morning. A 4-hour candle closes at 5 in the morning. A 4-hour candle closes at 9 in the morning. So that's where I'm saying you're getting the 159 ideas, but it's because of how much information the 4-hour candle holds, because of how strong it is. And if it were to close above or close below, you could get a direction from a 4-hour candle. So that's why I say is like the 4-hour candle is important, because of how much information it has. So that's why I'm saying it's not so much of just the time itself. Oh, I like those numbers. No, it's like those are the numbers that a lot of this stuff happens at. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on and doing myself. But yeah, that's yeah, this is what I'm seeing right here, though. This is definitely what I'm seeing. Yeah, it is interesting. It sounds like a little craziness, but just go to the chart. Go to the, this is how I kind of found it out, is I went to the chart, and then you go to the bottom every single time. This bottom right here, this red candle, 9 o'clock. This bottom right here, 5 o'clock. And I'm just picking the tops and bottoms. I don't even know what it is. I'm just going to the top of where it's at. The top right here, 9 o'clock. The top right here, 17. What time is 17? 12 is 12, and then plus 5. That's 5 o'clock. So that's what I'm saying is every single time you look at a bottom or the top, look at this bottom, 9 o'clock. Let's see this bottom right here, 9 o'clock. Let's see this top right here, 5 o'clock. Let's see this top right here, 5 o'clock. Let's see this bottom right here, 5 o'clock. It's not, I'm not guessing it. I'm not making it up. Just look for yourself. Go to the 4 hour, pick a random high, a random low, and look at what time it is, and you'll see. And that's what I'm saying is like, that's where it gets to the part of understanding how important time is. So when you understand that time is a very important part of it, you'll know you taking a trade on Sunday at 2:38 in the morning, you know that's probably not the move, because it's a Sunday. It's not at the 159 o'clock. It's like you could almost use that as an indicator itself, knowing, okay, it's Sunday at this specific time, not 159. What do you mean by that? Not 159. But yeah, that's where I'm saying is how a lot of the time, where it's all time. So that's why I was saying is when I had taken that sell, I was basing it off of a lot of having to do with this information of trying to figure out the time. So I thought I had it timed right, and I did get a good trade because the time was correct. A Wednesday at 1 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever time it was, that's what gave me that move. But that's also why I didn't continue down, because it wasn't the correct time. The other numbers, yeah, oh yeah, it's 159 and 369. So a lot of the numbers, like I say, where you see a and it's kind of crazy because I use New York time, so all of the times that I use is New York. So technically, that's where I say the 159 candles is based off of New York time. It's not based off of London or Asian session or any of those other times. It's like you have to use well, I don't know if you have to, but just from what I've learned and the way I do it, is all of these 159s are linked up with the New York time session. So I don't know what time it would be for anybody else, but like I say, what I've realized with my time, because I'm 3 hours ahead of New York, so New York is 3 hours behind me. When something would land on, let's say 6 o'clock, it lands on 6 o'clock. That's also 3 o'clock for me. And then that's where I say those things always line up. Like I say, it's 6 o'clock when the trade is probably happening, which is also my 3 o'clock. So it's always weird, bro. It's like I say, you go down the rabbit hole and look at all the times it happens, and you'll see. And that's why I say, look at this is the 1 o'clock candle right here. This is the 1 o'clock candle, and look at what time look at what it pumped after that. This 1 o'clock candle is where you got all that information and that juice at. And then let's see this pump. This is a big green candle right here. I don't even know what time it is. Let me just check. It says 2200. So that means that is 8, and that's 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock. So that's 10. And then this is 11. And then this is 12. Yeah, so 10, 11, 12. 12. Okay, so and going to this part, look at this is at like I'm saying is at 2200 o'clock, so that means that's at 10 o'clock. But this candle goes from 10 to 11. Okay, so 10 to 11 pretty much. So it's just like I said, you look at the tops and bottoms every time, and look at this candle right here. This top is at 8, but what time does the hourly candle close? It closes at 9, so it's that candle from 8 till 9 gave you that top. Mine includes half an hour, 5:30 for example. Don't know how to read that. Why does yours, maybe changing time frame changes it? Yeah, because I use, like I say, is the time frame at the bottom. I use New York number 4. So even though I don't live in New York, I still use New York. I trade based off of New York time. So everything I do is off of New York time. So if I say 5 o'clock, I'm talking New York. So that's where I say is I don't know what which one you use, but Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it just depends on, but that's why I say is, I don't know if it was kind of confusing at first because you kind of got to line up your times with New York, but just from what I've experienced and what I've learned from the people I've learned this from, it's always New York session is what they base it off of. So that's where I was saying though, is like you doing that whole thing like I did over here, talking about this stuff that was happening. It was just off of the same times. It was all based off of time. And that's where I kind of got the idea. So I used this as like a template. That's what I did, was I created this as a template just to remind me until I remember it. So that's where I was saying is I found this little as a template. It goes for a week, then it goes for a day, and then it goes for another week. And then just from that Wednesday till Thursday, that's another day. So look at, you get 1 day here and you get 1 day here, but then you get a whole week, 1 day, whole week, 1 day, and then I'm gonna see this is from Thursday, and then this is the top would be till Sunday. So that's where it's like I need to still work on this. It's like a little project that I'm working on of like trying to figure out the sequence of it all, because this is only let's say this is 1 week, 1 day, and 1 week. That's technically 2 weeks worth of a movement. But what about the other 2 weeks? That's where you'll get, like I said, you'll get another day pullback, then you might get this like reverse type of thing, and then it comes back again. So I'm still working on this. It still give me a little bit more time, but maybe this weekend. I am going to stream this weekend. Which trading platform are you using? Trading platform, I don't really want to give out recommendations, just for the reason that I don't really even trust the one I'm using myself. But I use Apex Funding, and I've been looking into Top Step. So I mean, those are the funding ones, but like my personal account, I'm using technically this one that I mean, whatever happens is on you. I use Henko Trade for personal. So, and I know somebody that deposited 2,000 or 1,500 into it, so pretty much 2,000. So I know it's good enough to hold at least 2,000, and you know, that kind of stuff. So, and like they're trustworthy enough to hold that kind of money. So, but like I say, is don't take what I say and you go put in all your money, and then all of a sudden it goes out of business, and then you blame me, because I'm taking this. That's why with that account, whatever I make, I pull out. I just have what I use in there so I could trade it. So whatever I use, I hit a certain number, I pull my profits out, and then I do it again. So it's like on my personal, I'm just flipping account kind of. But like I say, I don't really trust it that much. And then I have the Apex Funding that is what I do trust, because it's regulated here in the United States. So that one I'm pretty comfortable with. But like I said, that is also all funded though. So technically it's not all my money anyway. So we can link Apex. Yeah, Apex could be linked to so what I use this is what I use with Apex, is that you go to trading panel, and on Apex you got an opportunity to use, like, I think it's like Arithmetic or Tradeovate, I believe, or something like that. But anyways, the one I use is Tradeovate. So technically the funded company is through Tradeovate, like the platform that I'm trading technically on. But you can connect TradingView to this broker. So when you do take your trade on here, you could take your trade on this screen right here, and you'll be able to see your profits and where you got in and all that stuff. So it's definitely it's not too bad. Like I said, once you integrate it with TradingView, it's pretty much on here. The only thing I don't like about it is that it just shows arrows. Like, it just shows an arrow where you got in at. Whereas in, like, if you got in on MT5 or something, it will show you your like your entry and like where you got in at. It'll show a line, and you could, MT5 is just way better. But Tradeovate, it has its own little thing to it. Thanks, brother. Yep, no problem, mate. I try to link XNIS to TradingView, but no option. Yeah, so that's the thing is, yeah, with Apex, you can trade it. So there's like a thing that you have to do though. So like I was saying about this Tradeovate, when you go on a Tradeovate, and you sign up, well, so this is the process. You sign up for Apex, and then with that Apex sign up, they give you a Tradeovate login, and that's where you could trade on Tradeovate. Like if you're trading on MT5 in a sense, Tradeovate is the MT5, but on Tradeovate you could do an add-on and it's free, which is you could connect it to TradingView. So if I wanted to get in right now, I just type in my password right now, and then it'll log me straight into my funded account. But I have it on my phone. I don't have it on my, I manage it on my phone. I just do my analysis on the computer, so that's why. But yeah, you could like I said, and then on the Tradeovate you'll have an option to do an add-on, and the add-on is connecting TradingView to it. So like I say, once I log in through TradingView, or log in right here, type in my password, it connects my account, and it'll also show like your money and stuff. Like it'll show it down here. When you open it, this whole screen will turn into your account, and you'll be able to see exactly like what you're expecting. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's what I do. But like I say, is always do your own research before you get into a funding company or even a personal account. Do your research, because you never know what could happen. It could easily just go out of business. You never know with this stuff. So that's why I always say, I always try to be cautious until I get enough money to where it's like, if I lose 5,000, it's not gonna hurt me. You know, I don't want to lose 5,000 right now because of some stupid funding company or a stupid personal account that just goes out of business for some crazy stuff, you know. But I just say be cautious. You'd rather be cautious than not. Play it safe. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. If you guys don't mind hitting that like and subscribe, hit that like and subscribe. It'll really help me out. Let's see how many people we got watching right now. We got 14 people watching, and let's see how many likes we got. We got 13 likes, yo. I appreciate that. We got but we are 1 like short, so make sure you guys hit that like and even it out. I like the likes evening out. GBPG is breaking support. Hey, actually, I needed to check the US 30 for my boy Lasik. I don't know if Lasik is still in here, but let me see GBPGPY. Ooh, breaking that support. I see what you're saying. Right here, like this, right? Boom. Oops, no, not that one. This one. There, and let me put it white. I like white. All right, there, and then there. So what I would see on here, it did grab liquidity. As you can see, if this is the range, it grabbed liquidity at the top. It did break these highs. It tapped into that previous level up there with that top wick. Grabbed liquidity from that level up there. Now we targeted the lows of that. And us breaking those lows will probably target the next previous lows, which are right here. And that will be probably what we target next, which is not that far away because it's already there. But that will be the next either rejection or some kind of if it breaks through that, then it's going to take the next support, which will be the same thing, and then the next support will be down here. So that's why I say is that if it wants to, because look at the last time this broke this low, it went up to this level. So what happened if we break this level now? So this might technically be a double purge. So look at, if this is one purge of that, this was the second purge. What would happen if we made a third one? Could we go back up in that direction? So I'm just gonna take a look right now, see what could probably be happening, and it looks like we're getting very close to that level. So I'm wondering what could happen at this level. I want to see something happen at this level, like let's say maybe a close below. Let's see a close below, and then we target maybe like a fair value gap over here or something. Okay, yeah, that is exactly what we want right here. Boom. It's probably going to target this, I would assume, my guess. Boom. Okay, hit that target now. Let's see what it does at this 50% level. This is the level I think it's going to react at. Let's see if it does that. So it broke that level that we're looking for. Broke that level. Okay, so look, perfect. I think this might, I don't know if I'm guessing right now. I'm just guessing. I don't know if it's true or not, but because I haven't even looked deep into it. But look, if this was the key level, right? This was the key level. Boom. My guess is that this red candle needs to close, I believe, above this white line. Okay, if it could close above that white line, okay, look it. If it could close above this white line, what that's gonna tell me is that that was the wick. Now we're gonna need a break. Oh, there it goes. Okay, look, guys, it's playing out play by play like I know. Okay, if it closes above there, so now what happens now? We need a closure below this right here. So what needs to happen is a close below, and then the next candle is gonna have to close back in the range, and then when the candle closes back in the range, you're gonna get a support. Once you get this support, it's gonna create a fair value gap. Once that fair value gap gets tapped, if this is the move up, this should be the one that starts moving up like that. Maybe give one more retest and then continue up like that. But this is what I'm thinking could possibly happen, but I would wait for this to exactly happen. So what I'm saying though is you would see this on the 5 minute. It's going to need a close on the 5 minute. So this is still going to take 3 more minutes. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, this next candle here, there's still 1, 2, 3. So we still need 3 more candles pretty much till this point right here. So I don't think it's going to happen until this point. So let's move it here then. This is where it's going to happen at. Boom. And then you're going to have a fair value gap right here. Then this is when it's going to need to tap into it. And then that's when you're going to get the move up like that. All right. So that's the idea right there. So I think it will take till this point. If I'm wrong and it just pushes up, then what this is going to tell me, if this didn't happen, then this is not the key level. There's a good chance it's not going to be the level. So if this starts to pull up, this could definitely just target this fair value gap right here. I'm going to actually just put on the fair value gap here. So look, it did just tap that 50% level and it looks like it's rejecting now. But what I'm saying is when you see a fair value gap, a lot of times they need to get filled up. So this one never got filled. This one never got filled. So if this is the move and it comes down here, these could be the targeting fair value gaps that we target, at least here, before maybe getting rejected to continue up like that. But this is crazy. I want to watch to see how this plays out. Look, okay, look it, we're doing it now. Now what, like I was saying, we need a close below and then a close back in the range. So that's gonna be, this is gonna be the red candle, and then this needs to be the green candle closing back inside of it. And then we're going to need to maybe catch a support. Let's make that a resistance or a support. Then there's going to be a fair value gap right here. And then that's when this candle needs to tap into the fair value gap. And then the next ones after that should just start pushing up, if this is the move. But look at where it's reacting at, perfectly right at that level. So that's exactly what we wanted. And I did say it was going to take 3 more candles, right? So this is still 1, 2, 3. So I think that where it's going to happen will be around this area right here. And this is how I take a trade, whereas if everything that I'm saying is starting to play out, okay, look at boom. All right, there it goes. It did it. So now I thought it was gonna be one more off here, but look, nope, it's not. So let's see what ends up happening. I'm not taking this trade or nothing. I'm just playing it out play by play just to see if this happens, because this is just giving me another rep, because this is actually perfect that this happened. And bro, the one who told me about, I'm not sure how I say your name, Vabib or Vibe, sorry, I'm not saying your name right, but this is what I was saying though. You know how you just told me, oh, we're breaking support, which was correct. We were breaking support, but imagine how many people are assuming this is just going to continue down. So a lot of people probably took another sell thinking this is going to come down. So what's going to happen is it's probably going to sweep the lows and it go in the other direction. So by the time you decide, okay, I'm going to take a sell, it's already ready to start flipping back around. So, okay, so look at, okay, we closed below. I did say it was going to take till this candle. So let's see. It broke it once and it broke it twice now. So look at, now that's the purge right there, I think. All right, it's playing out perfectly. Damn, man, if this thing plays out, I should be, oh, there it goes. It hit that level and it it three-piece. If you guys know the three-piece, you guys understand my three-piece idea. This is exactly what you would want. An inside bar and a sweep of those lows. Boom, there goes the move. But what I'm saying is I need it to play out this sequence now. So this is gonna create a candle right there. What's gonna need to happen now is I believe this will be, let me see something real quick. Let me try to find, I need to check something. It's the first red candle that closed back in the range. So it's going to be this candle right here. All right, look. So look, it happened perfectly. Now let's see it happen here. It's going to need a close above this candle right here. All right. So look, yo, James, what up, bro? All right. So the next thing now is to wait for this to close above here. What that's going to do is going to close above. This is going to be the displacement. So if this is the displacement, it needs a close above, give us a closure above, and then the next candle is going to give us that fair value gap that we're talking about. And then that's what I'm thinking it could give us this fair value gap. And then this is where the fair value gap is going to need to be at. It is looking like it could go a little higher, but ooh, it didn't. So look, like, that's why I say though, these things need to happen before you take this trade. So if it doesn't happen this way, then you can't take that trade, you know? So that's what I'm saying. We need to have a closure above this. If it doesn't close, then it's not valid. And look at perfect. So that's also a good sign there. If it starts to do that, then that's a good sign. So that's why I say patience is important. So look at, now I kind of know that's not the level. And maybe this might be the level. Who knows? Maybe we might need to see it here now. So look at, let's see if this might be the actual level. So that wasn't the displacement. This was the low of it. Boom. Let's see. So, but like I say, that's actually a good thing, because that was a good practice. Because if it doesn't happen the way I say, and okay, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that, it's not the trade I want. And that's exactly why it would go the other way. So it was happening almost exactly to the T. This was closing below, closing back above. It's like, man, it gave us everything we kind of wanted. But, you know, it doesn't look like it. Ooh, this thing is moving though. They may not know about three-piece yet, but eventually it'll be another setup. Exactly, bro. And that's what I'm saying, is now I'm understanding how the three-piece really works now. So I could take it a lot better now. Okay, I'm wondering if it could be this one now, because that would be the lows of that. Or could it be that? Let me see something. It did tap, almost tapped it, so. Three piece is fine, but one piece is bad. No, Rod, you need a three-piece, bro. You're starving right now. You need to eat, brother. You can't be on a diet. All right, I'm just trying to check something real quick. Let's see. I'm wondering if that could be it. Okay, now let's see. Let's see if that could be possibly it. Let's see if something like this, maybe. Okay, that would have been the displacement, because that was the one that tapped it. So what we need is a closure above it. And it's looking like it might have already CRT'd a little bit, but let me see something. The candle that broke the lows, so it would be this one. Candle that broke the lows before the move up. And that's where, okay, it's making a little more sense now. Maybe this might be the area. Maybe I had my level wrong too. Oops. I will only eat if you feed me with your hands. No Diddy. All right. All right, yeah, so this wasn't the level. So that's actually, that was a good example though for me to like literally wait for it step by step. And that's why I say is when you have a plan, it needs to do this, it needs to do that. It'll give you your answer right there, let you know, yep, that's not the setup you thought it was. And that's what saves you. It saves you a lot of headaches of getting into a trade or not getting into a trade. I still think this is there's a key level somewhere here in these areas, which is kind of why I'm wondering if this could be, if I'm missing the level by a little bit, or if it really is this low or something. But that's what I'm kind of worried about. Let's see. Extended right, boom. Let's see what that is. Nope, that broke below. That's not a good sign. Let's see. All right. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And the reason why I'm using this candle right here is because this is the candle that broke these lows before the move up. So it's pretty much the last low before the move up. So that became the order block area. So that's what I was saying is that, and it will sweep this low, and I'm wondering if that will be the low it needed to sweep, because this would be the lows. This would be the area that it already swept before, which was these lows. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, I'm trying to see right now. Yeah, it doesn't. Yo, Krish, what up, bro? What up? All right, let's see how this plays out for a bit. Let's just, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go back to US 100. If this is for my boy Lassic right here, I know I was telling him earlier about this stuff, but I want to do a quick little analysis on it, try to figure some stuff out. US 100. Let's see. Oh, that's a good little area. It looks like this is the range. Okay, the daily. This is where. Okay, let's see the monthly first. The monthly. We had a CRT, we broke the low and we broke the previous low. Look at, boom, broke that low there. So this ends up becoming the range, I believe. So it looks like we're already about to break back out of it. We close back above. Now this becomes the range, I think. So this is the range now for this US 30, which is, that's a big range to be in. And that's a CRT high, this is CRT low. Text CRT low, monthly CRT low. Damn, that's a big CRT low. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the weekly. So that says higher prices. So at some point, this is gonna need higher prices. A monthly higher price. Let's see what that does. A monthly higher price. Higher price. That's a lot to ask for, because that is a big well, that's not too bad, I guess. That's right here. Let's see, white. No, I do blue. I'll do blue. All right, so that's that monthly higher price. So that's that. Let's go to the weekly now. The weekly is signaling higher prices also. So the weekly also signals higher prices. So let's put weekly higher price. Be right back. I'm gonna go shower. All right, stinky boy. Let's go to the daily now. The daily is signaling lower prices, and it already gave you your lower prices. So that's a good sign right there. Lower, and it broke the previous low also. So this goes into the double purge idea. So I'm wondering if it double purged that one, and then it technically purged that one, and it goes to the part that there's a good chance that it might need to come to the top. So if it needs to come to the top, these are the targets we could possibly be targeting, because this is also coming back into this range. All right, so that's that. So let's see on the 12-hour now. 12-hour is like a little indecisive. It's kind of, it did both top and bottom. This one signaled higher prices, it got higher prices. This signaled lower prices, it got lower prices. And this definitely swept the low. Now it's going back in that range now, so that's looking like higher prices at some point. James, don't forget to wash. Damn, that's true, bruh. Dookie booty. All right, and then yeah, look at now, this is the 8 hour doing the same thing, bullish there. It already created lower prices, it already did that. It already created lower prices, it already did that. Asked for lower prices, it already did that. So it already did all the lower prices. So the only things left, I'm looking like, is higher prices. Technically, this one didn't make lower prices yet though either. So I'm wondering if this could make a lower price on the 4 hour, which will also give us the range to this well, I guess we already tapped it. That was the range. We already tapped it. Now I'm wondering, okay, there's two levels that I could look at. There's this level right here, and then there's obviously this level down here. So I'm wondering if we need to target this maybe one more time, and then it goes up. But that is signaling lower prices on the 4 hour. So lower prices on the 4 hour. I just do this so I could try to keep track. I don't have to remember it all right now. 4 hour lower prices, so I don't forget. So when I'm looking at it real fast, I could look at. And I don't really trade this user story. I'm just doing this for a friend of mine. So that's kind of why I'm just doing it too. So it'll give me the lines for later. I don't really have to put too much effort into thinking about it or whatnot. So I mean, you could also say this is the range we're in, even up to this range right here. But I'll kind of keep it as that for now. So that's the 4 hour lower prices. So we need that maybe at some point. The 2 hour is signaling lower prices. We already targeted that. And then the previous low would be there. So how we talk about needing to sweep the lows, that'll be a low. And then this will also be a low. So that's a good sign. That might be coming down. This doesn't have a top wick. Oh, a little small, tiny top wick. This actually did break this high. So it did break that high. Now it needs to probably target the low, which is, it definitely is targeting the low. And if we want to go lower than that, we might need to target a fair value gap, which is going to be somewhere, let's say, could you consider that a fair value gap indicator? Let's see, favorites, fair value gap. Oh yeah, okay, so there's a fair value gap here, and remember how I was telling you fair value gaps need to be filled in. This is a fair value gap that most likely will be filled in. This is where I believe that order block area will be filling in. So I'm thinking this area right here will be where we probably target right here before we start to move up. So if this wants to move up, I'm thinking it's gonna have to at least come down to here before moving up. Which will also kind of give us the idea though, is that it went so far without ever tapping that. It goes to the same idea we talk about, that this is the entry that we talk about where we would want it here. But since it went so far away from it, that's what's giving me the idea we're probably going to need to create these lower prices, which will give us a double bottom. And then at that double bottom is where we'll probably target the next highs, which is, if not this high, it'll be this high or this high up here. I'm most likely want to say it'll be that high because that looks more like the range area right there. So if we do come down here and sweep these lows, it'll be just like what happened on gold with that double bottom. What happened with the double bottom that went to the top? It was because it swept these previous lows at least, you know? So it's going to at least need to break that one. But then, like I said, there's going to be pop. But I'm looking to the left over here. This is on the 5 minute though. Let me see the... Technically, these did break those lows. So I'm wondering if that is the main low we needed to break. And then this is going to come for a retest. Or if we are going to have to break it. Because like I say, it's not the official move on one break. So I'm just wondering is if that was the one break, we're going to come target these 4 hour lower prices, which will give us the lower price right there at the previous wick. and then that might be what we need to continue up, because this would be the first bottom of this area, and then this will be the second bottom, and that's where we go to where we talked about gold. It targets this level and then the next high. So I'm wondering if it could do something like that. So that's actually kind of what I'm looking for right now, is I want to see some kind of maybe sweep of here to target possibly up there. But remember, when you have a key level, if the key level is the low of the target that you're targeting. So if this is the key level, then that means somewhere to the left you're going to see an order block or fair value gap somewhere underneath this, and that's where the bottom wick is going to target. Because if you see, this is the low right here, which is this yellow line, right? But why did we still get a wick to the lower than that? And how do you find that as the target when you already have this as a key level? When you break that key level, the first level it usually taps is the first fair value gap or order block it bounces off of. So that's why I'm saying is why it's important not to use this as your target, which is the 4-hour low, because it's not going to tap that and just go. Where I believe what's going to happen is going to break it, target a fair value gap somewhere down here or order block, and then start to bounce back up after that. So that's why I'm saying that's how I get the precise entries, is knowing when you have a key level, the trick to it is targeting the first fair value gap underneath that target. So look, I have this line right there because that's the low. So what I'm going to do is come over here on the 15-minute and look for some kind of fair value gap, order block, or something that will give me some kind of indication. And look at perfectly, right? That low where we're going to be taking is going to be this guy. The first fair value gap right after that is this guy right here. There's this fair value gap and this order block area. So I'm wondering if this could be the order block fair value gap. It's either going to be this candle and it's going to be that, or it's going to be this fair value gap right underneath it. So there's kind of two options that could possibly play. It's either going to be that fair value gap, or it'll be this order block area, which is kind of what I'm thinking could possibly be that, which will also be the low of this little red candle, which will be a low that we could possibly sweep, you know. But from what I've kind of seen over time, it does. And this fair value gap being right underneath it, I'm wondering if it just needs to tap, because that will technically be the first fair value gap underneath this line, because the line is there. This is still the fair value gap. So I'm wondering if that could just tap into that, or if it's going to come down to this first order block. So now I'm wondering if, like I said, could it be this order? This is what I also do. I think things out this way. Is it going to be this order block, or is it going to be this order block, or is it going to be this fair value gap? So when this play starts to play out and these things start to happen, this is what's going to give me the information. What are we targeting? The order block, or that one, or this one, or the fair value gap? Which one are we going to target? And if I were to guess, just from every time you get into a trade, it seems like it stops you out and then goes in your direction, right? So just from me thinking like that, my first entry level would probably want to be something like right here. But that would be where they trick you into thinking you got it right, and then they send it one level lower, and then that's where it's at. So I'm just gonna go with the level that I think where I would get in my trade, where I would put my stops at, would be here. That's where it would target. So that's what I'm saying. Wherever I would want to put my stops, if my entry was here, where would my stops be? The previous low. That's what makes me think most likely it's gonna want to target that. Because it just seems like it targets those stops, but not because it's trying to take you out. It's just because you had the wrong entry to begin with. So we'll be looking at these levels, and this is quite a far underneath it too. So I'm wondering, there's a few different opportunities that I'm thinking could possibly happen, but like I said, it's just going to have to wait for it to play out, see how things start to print, and see what time it is also. What I think will be important is also the time. So let's say you're starting to break this level at some random time at 3:30, and you know that's not the right time, because 3:30 is not the 159 or the 3, or maybe not use 3:30. Let's say 4 or something, just some random number. But anyways, let's just say it's not the right time. then you'll be able to tell this is not the area because it's not happening at the right time. So if it happens right here at, like I said, a random time that's not those important times, then that could almost be an indicator itself letting you know this might not be the area. And then if we start getting to this area and it's around 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock or something important, then that kind of is an indicator itself letting you know. But yeah, that's on US 100. So let's see what happens with US 100. This is creating and if it does break this low, it will also be like a SMT, I believe. So it'll break this low, however it breaks it, it'll be something like that. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, guys, let me see what gold's doing, and I'm probably gonna hop off already. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Okay, look at perfect. It did push up. It tapped into this fair value gap that this is the fair value gap I believe we were trading off the other day, which is right here. So now that we went back to it and tapped it, there's a good chance that was right at 11. There's a good chance that we're gonna make it up to these levels because if this fair value gap was valid, it would have never got retraced back to. So you know, the way I think about it is, if that was, I mean, I guess it was kind of valid. It did run 100 and something pips, 200 pips probably, almost 180 pips. But what I'm saying though is that was the move because that was the fair value gap. Okay, so now that we're back to it, and it's most likely not gonna hold up again because it held up the first time. Now we're back to it. It's like, oh damn, here we go again, and that is the move right there. So look at just from this right here, this is what I'm thinking. It's going to pump up from here. Yeah, just kind of like that, where that would be the low. It just took out that low, and now it's going to target the high, which is up here. Oh, it could be flipped too. But that just was my idea. The reasoning why is, like I always say, is we need a pullback. So this is not the pullback, I think, because there's really no lows that it took. So maybe then this does need to come down here. That will be one low, and then this will be another low. So let's see what happens when it comes down here. I think it's gonna need to come down here then, because it makes sense. Because like I was saying before, is that the reason why this didn't push up, because this didn't have nothing to bounce off of and break. If it would have broken these lows, it most likely it probably would have went higher. But now, like I said, it didn't break these lows. Look, these barely went there. This is the low I think it needs to break. So if it comes down here and breaks this low, this is where I'm thinking it's going to take its little break the low and then move up towards those highs up here. I just want to see how this closes. I'm gonna get off in the next 7 minutes because I gotta go to sleep already. I gotta wake up for work and stuff. So we didn't really get into no trades. I got on kind of late, and it wasn't really moving as I thought it was. But I mean, I still think it's going to move. Like I say, my idea is that it needs to tap this target up here. So if it needs to tap that target, then there's a good chance that, you know, this right here is the pullback I'm thinking, where it's going to break these lows, maybe even target the first fair value gap order block after these levels. So, but then these are the first fair value gaps right here underneath those levels. So I'm wondering, could this be the level it needs to break? No, I think it'll be this level, because it's like everything is kind of bullish right now. So everything that's a pullback is just a continuation. So that's what I'm thinking, is that once it hits these levels, I think it could possibly turn. I don't think it'll turn right at that fair value gap just like we did before. But then again, maybe I might be wrong. Maybe this might be a displacement. So look, actually this is going to do the same thing I think it did on the on whichever one I was looking at. It was GBP, the one that we thought was going to be that play, and then it ended up not being it. Ooh, look at that. Oh my god, did it just do it? It just did it, man. I missed it. Right now it just did it. That was the move, y'all. Look. That was the move. That was it. Perfect. Broke that low, closed below, closed back above, fair value gap, boom. Wow. So what I'm thinking could happen though too is that this might still need to come down here. But that was the move actually, because look at, even on the 5 minute, look at what happened. This was the close back above the wick exactly that we wanted. Damn, that was it. Damn, I didn't even bother to. Why did I choose that level too? Let's see. What was that level? All right, that was why. Okay, I used this order block right here. This was the last low before the move up, and look at, that was the move that it got rejected off exactly the same time over here. This time it just went a little bit lower, which is, look at, this is the low it broke, which is that dotted line, and look at what happened. We broke it just enough and we CRT'd it right back up. So what that kind of says though is it broke the low, closed back above. So what I'm thinking though is I'm thinking it could target this fair value gap. So this will be an area where, because all of these need to get filled in, so this could be that bounce also, a fair value gap bounce. But that's exactly what we want to look for though. You see how when you find the correct order block at a key level, that's when all of these things like that happen exactly how you want it to happen. Oh, actually, this is the 5 minutes. So this is where the fair value gap trade would be at if it does respect this as the move up. Let me see what this 4 hour. Ooh, the 4 hour broke both of these lows. It broke this low and it broke both of those lows. So if it flips back above this yellow line right here, this is going to signal that we're back bullish into this whole range again, because we already took the lows out. Now we're back above this range. It's going to probably target at least this area right here. That was perfect though. That was money though. So look at, let's see on this 5 minute. I'm going to be going to sleep right now in a bit. So let's just see if this could tap it. I'm not taking any trade or anything, but what I want to see tapped is this 50% of this fair value gap. If this happens to tap this candle and then also flip back bullish, then that for sure is the move back up to at least this level up here, if not this top range up here. All right, let's see. It's getting close. I want to see it. Damn, but that was perfect. I should have checked a little sooner. That was my bad, my bad. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe, that will really help me out. We got 15 people watching. 15 people watching. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like. We got 21 likes. That's good, man. That's love. All right, but yeah, that's my idea about that. So we're gonna see. So actually this makes a little bit more sense. What's gonna happen right now is this 5 minutes gonna close like that, meaning we created a support above this fair value gap. And then when that fair value gap is, this one's gonna close like that, then the next candle is gonna need to break that low, which will give it a reason to tap that, and then it continue back up again. So let's see. I'm gonna wait for this next 5 minute candle. One more 5 minute candle and then we're out. And if you think about it, what time is it right now? It's 1 o'clock. Well, over there in New York, it's about to be 2 o'clock. But that's where I'm saying that 1 o'clock candle is a lot of times what I've noticed is the 1 o'clock candle creates either the high or low. And then that's the high or low that usually gets broken. And then that's what I'm saying is that more likely if this closes like that, the next candle I'm thinking is gonna do this. And then if it does this, then the next idea is to go up, and then we give it a retest back in here maybe, and then go up again. And that's where I'm saying, kind of giving me the idea. If things play out exactly how I say, then that's where I'm saying it's like I could get into the trade easily. I'm not gonna take this trade. I don't trade the British pound, but it's just practice, right? Practice action right now. And this is why too I'm actually good practice right now, because I want to start trading multiple pairs, because this setup is not going to show up every single time. It's only going to show up on certain pairs. Okay, look, here we go. Let's see what happens. The trade, if, like I say, the idea would be in this area right here. So what we want to look for is this level to get tapped. If this level gets tapped and wicked up, then I think that could be the move that goes to the top. But it did break this low. But like I said, I want to see this fair value gap get tapped. I don't want to see that one. That's not the fair value gap I like. But yeah, this is why it's struggling. I'm thinking it's gonna need to come down. So that's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, new candle just opened up. New hourly candle just opened up. So the hourly's gonna need to make a bottom wick, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna push up, but I needed to hit that 5-minute fair value gap. I don't want it to push up without touching it. If it doesn't touch this level, then I don't think this is the move that's gonna go up as high as I think it would. All right, let's see. Why sometimes no go up and back down to fair value gap price? Why sometimes no go up? Why sometimes no? Why sometimes it doesn't go up and back down to fair value gap price? Well, the thing is a big thing is time, or your levels is not what you think it is. Because when I would take a trade in with this little like setup, these steps need to happen. So if this setup doesn't happen, that tells me something else. So if I'm expecting, okay, this fair value gap to get tapped, and if this fair value gap gets tapped, it's gonna run all the way to the top. Then that means if it doesn't get tapped, it's not going to run all the way to the top, because the only way it could run to the top is if it touches that fair value gap. So you could almost use that as an indicator itself, knowing, all right, yeah, I need it to go lower. And I've done tests, back testing myself, and I've done it live a lot of times to know, okay, if it taps this, what happens? And that's when I've came up with the conclusion, if it doesn't tap this and it goes up still, it's not the official move that's going to go up, because at some point it's going to need to come down. And the further it goes away from that fair value gap, let's say it starts to go way up here, that gives me even more information that most likely it's going to break through it, because it needs to happen fairly quick before it moves up. It can't happen way over here and then like that. You know, it's like that's already too long, too much liquidity up there where it'll push us straight through it. So that's why I say if it happens fast, there's a good chance that all that power just goes straight into hitting TP and stuff. All right, so it technically didn't do it. So let's see if maybe one more candle does it. Damn, at this rate, I'm never going to get off. All right, yeah, I'm actually just going to get off. If I keep doing this, I'm never going to get off. So I'm going to just get off for right now. Ooh, look at that thing. Damn, that thing just dumped right there. All right, actually, let's see. Okay, boom, boom, there it is. It would be, I'm wondering, okay, that would be the high. So let's see, hold on. I want to see this high right here. Get that. Let's see, the high would be that, right? That's the key level. That would be the high that got broken. So it would be this guy here. Go to the 1 minute. It would need to close above, then back in the range. Once it closes above, it's the first fair value gap. This is the first fair value gap after that range right there. And look, it tapped perfectly at the 1%, the 50% of that fair value gap. And it targeted this previous lows over here. So what that tells me though is that I see something possibly going on here. Okay, let me see. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it didn't wait, no, not that. But yeah, all right, yo, I'm gonna begin off gold sell buy. That one I'm not too, like I said, I'm not gonna be able to stay in the trade or anything, so I'm not gonna be able to get into it. Nothing really was happening. Just a little quick analysis though, as I do kind of see this level needing to be tapped. So that's kind of why I'm thinking this isn't gonna be the move down, because certain things need to happen in order for this to happen. And this entry level doesn't usually happen this late. Like the fact that this happened this kind of late, it's kind of telling me that it's gonna just, it's not looking like it's gonna go straight down. So I'm just thinking what I would kind of wait for is maybe these areas to get tapped, which is at 26. It's still kind of far away, but we are bullish right now. So the thing is nothing is giving me enough confirmation to want to take a sell yet, because of the fact of how bullish we are. So look, we got a lower high, lower high, lower high. So until we start breaking certain levels, I don't think it's gonna be bearish until down here. So as long as we're up here, that's what I'm saying, is we could be targeting these, and you don't want to be taking sales really going against all of that, at least not yet. But yeah, all right guys, I'm hopping off. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm actually, tomorrow is Friday, so we don't have a session, but when I get off of work around the same time, we'll probably do like a little live back testing and just, you know, try to find a few examples and things like that. So feel free to join tomorrow, and we'll talk about it tomorrow also. All right, but yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe in our Discord, and our Instagram is in the description, so check out the Instagram in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I have a few little study guide type of things you could look at if you want to learn how I trade and stuff like that. You can message me on Instagram. Just tell me you're from the YouTube, and I'll send it to you. And yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I'll